Hello, everybody, again. This is the Brew Crew.
And I'm the dark side.
And I am the Toasty.
And you've made it back for another episode of the DarkBrue podcast. Cut it in.
Dark brew, dark brew, dark and brew crew. The podcast.
Wow, back again, huh?
I'm excited to be back, and as you heard maybe in the intro, we have a good friend with us today for our podcast episode. Toasty. Gamertag Toastiopath.
What's up, Toast? How you doing this week?
I'm doing well. Had my first week back at school and got to pick up my daughters in this 3-day weekend. So everything's good.
Living the good life. Very good.
Yeah.
What you been up to in game lately, Toast? Anything fun and exciting? What you been gaming on this week?
Mostly ESO, like usual. A little bit of Forza. Oh, I picked up this Hunter game. That's pretty fun.
Oh, well,
And no, don't have. Yeah, the Hunter, I think it's called. It's pretty fun.
This is like Big Game Hunter? Like we're shooting bucks?
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember the name of it. I only played it a few days. So
Bet. How about you, Dark?
Yeah.
What you been up to this week, buddy?
It's a good question.
It's been a long week.
Yes and no. Yeah. I had a tooth issue this week. You know how much fun that is. But yeah, that was not an issue. Really. I don't know. I've been trying to find a new game. One of those just a game. It's been a minute since like a single player game has really gripped me. Like with the story and everything. Like Toasty, I've been playing some Forza. I love my racing games. Forza.
Yeah, that Forza.
5, Horizons. Yeah. Those are fun games.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can just drive mindlessly around at really high speeds.
I didn't know you were a big racing gamer. You played a lot of the racing games? Or just saw it on Game Pass?
Oh yeah, ever since like the first Gran Turismo, I think came out on PlayStation long time ago, late 90s.
Same. Still have it.
Wow.
Still play it.
Yeah, like love some racing sims, whether it be like strict simulation or more fun like the Horizon series, because Forza does both. And they kind of relax like some of the strict simulation stuff, but it's okay. I mean, it's just a great game.
Now, is the
Just-
Horizon like, so I played the Need for Speed games, where it's like an open world-ish, there's cops that could chase you, it's not like only you and a track. Is that what the
Correct,
Horizon
yeah.
series is? It's not just a car and a track, but there's more outside of it?
It's an open world. You have events you can get to. You can kind of do what you want. There's like you unlock more stuff that gets put on the map as you go. And there's events, there's cars to collect, like secret barns to find with old like jalopies that you can restore, like old Ferrari. That's all rusted. It's cool, man, and it's other players you connect to online, so it's other players racing around you too in the world that you can see, and you can challenge them if you get close to them, or you can all join in for an event to all work together to like get points. And it's a pretty cool template they got set up.
Yeah, there's no cops though.
No cops.
No
Yeah.
cops. So I can
That might be
destroy
something they
shit.
could add. That would be kind of fun though. Like
It would be.
something where you can ring the cops if you want to, or sections.
Certain areas where there's a speed trap. That'd be fun.
Hot Pursuit was a fun game back in the day. I remember playing that with my band buddies. We were in a studio up in Decatur, Alabama, recording, and you have a lot of downtime when you're in a studio. So they had a big projection screen with the Hot Pursuit, and we would just get after it between our little sessions. A lot of fun. Did you ever play any racing games, bro?
So I didn't play like typical racing games. I've tried the Forza. Back when Forza was just you and a track. It was okay. You know, I liked learning about how to drive because that taught me a lot of like, all right, you let off the gas, you cut out and then into the corner as you come around, and how you handle the different turns. But I liked the Need for Speed series. You got to customize your car, throw some sick body kits on that bitch. some wild graphics, some neon underglow. I like that aspect of it because I'm not a big car guy. I mean, I also play Rocket League, but that's not really racing. It just involves cars.
Yeah.
Right. Not very realistic.
Not even close. Not even remotely
And that's
close to
okay.
realistic.
Because that's a lot of fun, too. That game's a lot of fun.
I played Mario Kart. I played Diddy Kong Racing. What other racing games have I played?
Mario Kart, God.
I
One of
mean,
the greatest
Mario Kart
games.
as I grew up.
Did you ever play Gran Turismo, Brew?
I can't say I have. I've heard of it.
Oh, it's great. It was truly like a driving simulator, but also racing. And yes, customizable, highly customizable. My first car was a Nissan Silvia. You remember those? It's basically like a Sentra. And I customized the hell out of it. Didn't even look the same.
sounds cooler, too, because it's Japanese name.
200SX is another, or 240SX is kind of like what this Silvia looks like.
I've had 3 of those. I've had 3 240SXs.
IRL? Real life?
Yeah, I had a Nissan Skyline for a hot minute.
Ooh.
I had 2 300ZXs. I'm a big Nissan guy. Like for the rear wheel drivetrain. Because they're great drifting cars. And I lived... so down in where I live, where Forrest Gump really is from.
Down
South
south.
Alabama. Yeah, near Balu Battery. But out there is a big Asian fishing community, and I was dating this chick, and I swear to God, like everywhere we'd go out there, like out to eat or a friend's house, somebody would come up to me at some point and offer me like $8,000 to $10,000 cash for that car, just because it was more rare and they wanted that drivetrain for drifting. And I was like, no, man, get your own.
Go find your own, man. Come on.
But I appreciate it. You staring at my car and drooling. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what gets car people off, right? When people turn their heads to look at it.
Yes.
But everybody wanted to race me also when I got to like a stoplight. If I was like the next car over to me, if they were like
Always rev it next to me, like, dude.
Always like
Just beat this last fool at the light down the road. I mean, damn.
well, one of my 300s
wanted-
was a turbo, and then I didn't always win because wasn't fast off the line.
Or they want to see what's under your hood. Just lift it up so they can look at your engine.
Hell as old as time.
You live your life a quarter mile at a time, Darkside. Back in those days.
Was never a big drag racer. It's more I just like to go fast. And
Ricky Bobby.
Drifting stuff is fun. Man. Get good at it, like on a dirt road.
I do donuts when it snows and in parking lots. And
What
whatever
snow?
car I own at the time. I mean, that's about as crazy as I get.
You're a wild man.
I mean, I've driven on the Autobahn. I've driven as fast as I could possibly go on an
Now
Autobahn.
that's cool as shit. That's cool.
But that was just with a
That is
Cayenne. A little
How many
Volkswagen
kilometers
hatchback.
a mile did you get up to?
I hit 240 kilometers per hour, which
Pretty
is
fast.
roughly 140 miles per hour, a little less,
That's
130 something.
Fast.
It's pretty fast. I topped the car out. Like, I could not go any faster. It was
You've
just
never been that
stop.
fast in the States?
No, not that fast. I have hit 120 in the States. There's a couple
160 I've been
spots
one-
by me. You've hit 160? How about
Yeah,
you,
dude,
Toast?
a lawyer friend of mine had a Beamer, and he's like, you want to drive it? Get as fast as it'll go on the interstate. And, dude, that was scary. Things are flying past you at 160. I got to 160, and then I was like, okay, I'm done. That's cool. I don't want to die.
Yeah, I've only done 120. And actually, the first time that happened, it was my grandfather
Oh.
in his Jag. My grandfather had this Jaguar, and this guy in this El Camino went zooming by us, cut us off, and we were at this long straight stretch in this little place up in the foothills near me called Penn Valley, and he just floors it to get by him, and he flies by him. I remember my grandmother yelling at him, "Ow, stop it! You're being a little kid!" And she was all scared. My brother and I were freaking out. Yeah, Grandpa, go!
Okay, it's a good memory for you, though? You weren't like,
Definitely.
scared at the time or nothing like that?
No, we were like, holy shit, I can't believe Grandpa's
Imagine
doing this.
if your front tire blew out at that moment.
We'd all been dead.
Yeah, kids don't think
That's all
about
it
that kind
takes.
of shit, though. Kids are thinking like, yeah, go faster. We got to beat them. It's the adults in the car, like your grandfather's wife, who's
Your
like, oh
grandpa's
my
like, I
God,
trust
we're
these
about to
cars.
fucking die.
And Grandpa, he's thinking, I'll show these punks.
Yeah, this piece of shit.
Here,
They weren't in World War
old
II.
El
Fuck them.
Camino. Joe Dirt El Camino.
If I were to get in cars, I think I'd like Dodges. I'm a big fan of the look of the Dodge and the roar of it. I don't know.
That was my first car.
Dodge.
Oh,
My
yeah?
first car. Yeah, it was a Dodge Dart GT, 1968.
An old Dart, baby.
340 in it.
Ooh.
Absolutely. Sit at idle. It had a racing cabinet. Sit at idle, and it would just the whole front would shake around.
Oh,
It was kind of cool.
Little
That's why everybody wanted to see what was under the hood, because I used to race it. Not really race it, just between the lights, like you're saying. But that car wouldn't even go 100 miles an hour. It was geared for just acceleration. That's it.
That's pretty cool.
Only had 3-speed in it. Yeah, it was fun.
Sounds fun. What was your first car, Brew?
What did I drive first? Well, ironically enough, my car I learned to drive on and then the first car like I owned were the same. So they were a year separated. It was a Chrysler Sebring. One was a 2014 and one was a 2015. Just a podunk car to get me from A to B as I was a teenager. Well, I learned on one and then got my license and I just kept driving it. And then my brother wrecked it. And my parents, bless their souls, helped me find another car, and it was literally the exact same car, just 1 year newer. But literally nothing changed in that year, apparently, for Chrysler. It's the exact same car. So then I drove that, and then the first car I ever bought truly on my own is a Toyota RAV4. I lived that SUV life, guys. So, just average cars. I didn't have any cool cars. It wasn't something I dedicated my time to. I had a buddy who had a Mustang, and that was pretty fun. He did the car thing, and he also had a sports bike that he likes to ride around. So I knew people in that community, but it wasn't me, man. It wasn't my scene. Technology. I had an Xbox in my house growing up. I got friends online waiting to play.
Yeah. I was never a huge car guy, man. My grandpa and my dad, as I'm growing up, they can work on anything, right? I just never cared. You point at any car going down the road, and they'd tell you the make, model, everything here.
Are you guys good at working with cars? Since you have a little more experience,
newer
driving
cars,
and
no. If it's computer related, no. But like an old Honda or Ford or something, I can change a water pump or.
Yeah, I worked on cars. Not like Robin anything, but yeah. I don't do like Darkside. I don't really the computer stuff. I don't have a diagnostic tool. But yeah, I grew up in the sticks. We didn't go to the mechanic when something broke. You fixed it. That's what you did. I learned to rebuild brakes when I was probably 12, 13. About the same time I got my first gaming console.
Wow.
Which was a wheel and a stick, and we used to hit it down the road. Does that count? No, I'm just kidding.
It counts.
If you plugged in some wires, then yeah, it's a gaming console.
We pretend it has a video screen.
That was my 240. Look at that. Look at that beauty.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm.
Was that's it right there? That specific one?
No,
Or is
that's
this a
not.
Google
That's
image?
that's exactly what it looked like, except for the wheels. The wheels, those were custom wheels.
We'll pop this up for the YouTube video. So, quick plug right here, guys. If you don't know, we started the YouTube channel. It's got all the podcasts on it.
We're tubers.
Uploading the episode 4 today, and you'll notice I'm adding a little graphics. So as we go, if we talk about stuff that helps to have a visual component, we're gonna just pop that into the YouTube version. So don't forget to check us out over there. Link will be in the description below. Those are nice whips. Those are nice whips.
I liked sports cars when I was younger, and then I got a little older and I was like, do not care.
I feel like I can do anything in an SUV. I don't know. I can go fast. I can carry a decent amount of shit. I can be active. I can throw my kayak or canoe on top of it and just like go for a weekend. There's plenty of room for my dog and all of its shit. I don't know. I just feel like the SUV, I can go fast. I can still drive fast in it. It sucks gas, but, you know, I've taken it over 100 still, and that's about as fast as I really need to go.
Yeah.
Gets it all done. Check, 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 check. I wish it had more computers in it, to be honest. But that's just who I am, because I love my technology.
You do. And I do too. Technology's great.
I love it too.
It's going to kill me
My
one day,
car-
but that's okay.
My car's loaded with technology, so I freaking love that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I do want some old little beater truck. Something I could haul around
Yeah, they're handy.
on like a little teardrop camper trailer or something.
Very handy.
That'd be cool. I think my dad would like one of those. He's been driving an SUV a long time. He's got a Ford Explorer right now.
You guys have a dream car? Y'all have like a
Oh. Do I have
a Tesla or something, you know?
Mm-mm.
I don't have one of
Believe
like
it or
those
not-
crazy brand dream cars.
My dream cars were always throwbacks. I want to go back and get something like a 1969 Corvette. That'd be pretty nice.
Like an old Stingray?
Mm-hmm. With the chrome bumpers.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yes.
I could see Toasty just in the garage or something, just polishing up them bumpers. You know,
Or
got some tunes. in there.
I used to, when I got rid of that Dodge Dart, I was driving around a 1970 Volkswagen bus. And hippie trash van.
Yeah.
Only hit 55 miles an hour with a tailwind. But yeah, I'd love to have one of those and totally refurbish it and deck it out. Set it up the same way inside with a sink and a refrigerator and a little seat that folds out to a bed. That'd be nice.
I always wanted like a 69 or 70 Mustang Boss. And I'm not a big Mustang guy, but man, that car.
Cool car.
It is.
Cool car. Yeah, modern cars, I don't know. I don't know of anything out there that really strikes my fancy.
I would like a Tesla. I mean, come on.
I think I want a Tesla Model Y, the SUV Tesla. Which, realistically, I may get one day. So I don't know about a dream car. Kind of.
Give me a model
car.
triple F. Give me a Tesla shit stomper.
Is that a real thing?
Whatever the fuck.
Triple
Anything.
F.
Give me the prototype that killed 2 people. Just give me any Tesla.
The Tesla truck, I think, looks disgusting, but maybe is the future.
It does look gross.
Reminds me of a
These concept
less
cars,
shapely
too.
warthog from Halo.
Well, I will say my niece bought a Tesla. It's like an older one, and it's Model S, and still like it's brand new, and the technology's at right where mine is, and it's probably 7 years older. And she hurt my neck.
Oh, because it goes so fast.
Seriously, she stomped it, and I hurt next day. My neck was all jacked up.
Yeah, whiplash, man.
That thing 0 to 60 in what, 3 seconds or less, or something like that. Crazy.
Wow, that is crazy stats. 0 to 3 in 3 seconds. Jeez.
Look at this concept car. Isn't that beautiful? It's like that car the Phantom drives or something. I'll try to pop that up on the YouTube thing. Try to save these.
It's got some fat ass wheel coverings. It really pops out in the back.
That reminds me of a Studebaker, except it doesn't have the little nipple thing in the
I
front.
feel like fucking Waluigi could be driving this car.
Some kind of pimp gangster. Like he's a gangster, he's also a pimp. Are you seeing this in Discord, Toasty?
I beg your pardon?
Are you looking in the Discord? I'm putting up pictures of just random cars in our Discord chat. As we're talking.
Okay. I'm a boomer, dude, and the only thing I can open in Discord is Bruce's face right now. So
You should be able to minimize the video and look in chat, but it's
Let's
okay,
not
buddy.
risk
Let's
it. We
not
might lose
risk
him forever.
That's funny.
Now, Brew, we were talking a little bit about before the show the arcade thing. We all three were Toasty too, because I think the era of the arcade is lost upon many a young gamer these days. Such a fantastic time, and I'm not in a huge market, huge city where the arcades are still able to be in business. So can I ask either one of you guys, when's the last time you stepped foot into like a real arcade? Not Chuck E. Cheese, a real one.
Toast, you go first.
Um,
You need time to think. Mine's real simple.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. A real arcade. Probably back in the 90s. There was a place up Highway 50 going east from Sacramento called Sam's Town. It's not there anymore, but it was a big arcade. Yeah. Pretty crazy story about that day, too.
Oh, yeah? Did you punch
Yeah.
the mascot in the face or something?
No. But, yeah. I think I better hide from my daughters for a minute.
Did they listen to the podcast?
I won't tell them the name of it, so...
Mature audiences only.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Oh, that's not an arcade.
That's
Hey, go ahead.
Darkside shares a picture of a gambling hall, thinking that's
It's called Sam's Town.
No, we had me and some friends. I used to drive an old Daihatsu Charade, and I swear to God, like 6 of us piled in this car, and we were all on hallucinogens. I don't remember what ones, and yeah, we drove up there, and I was just killing it on this pinball game, and this my friend's girlfriend just all of a sudden fell against my arm, and I'm like, "What are you doing, Nicole?" And I lifted my arm, and she just fell backwards, smacked her head on the pinball machine next to me, and I like caught her and laid her down, and I like gave her mouth to mouth right there and brought her back. That was kind of scary. And then yeah, that was that's the last time I was in an arcade, though. They don't really exist anymore, so I was killing it on that pinball machine. I remember that. Just could not stop. I must have played it for 20 straight minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, that told you this crazy story. That's why I had to hide from the daughters, man. Like, Dad was on hallucinogens? Yeah, that's not something I want to share with them. But
Is pinball like the most quintessential arcade game? I feel like it is.
yeah, I love pinball games. Absolutely love them.
Every arcade has a pinball machine.
Yeah.
Has to.
Yeah.
They're still like, I mean, old pinball machines are sought after. I think not too long ago I saw a rundown of like the greatest classic, because there's classic pinball machines that we've all played, like Addams Family or Terminator 2, and I forget which one they said was like
Space
considered.
Cadet, if you're one of the younger generations. That's the one that comes on your PC.
On the Windows? Oh
Yeah.
God, I've tried to go to the highest level of that. It's so hard because you have to be so precise with that.
Dark Side?
Hey.
I think that's it. The picture you put up, yeah, I found out how to reduce.
That's an arcade/casino though.
Yes, but they had small casinos, like gambling casinos, but they're not like, you had like limits. You could only like gamble up to like $300, like card hall, like a card hall. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that looks very familiar. I mean, but it's been 30 years, so
Yeah.
yeah. So Toasty's old, all you people out there. If you haven't figured that out by now.
He's our favorite older gamer.
Yeah.
Toast.
Well, you guys,
My
man.
last time in arcade. It's got to be. I was with my ex at the time. We went to a bar that had like an arcade attached to it, and it wasn't like a super big thing, but they had probably like 10 pinball machines, couple of like the video screen games where a couple fight games. There was a Pac-Man. So it's kind of like a retro-ish hipster kind of action where everything was like old games. Um, and like that was fun. I was probably what 22, 5 years ago or so. That was a pretty good time.
Was it a place like Dave and Buster's or something like that?
No, it was a local place. So like it was just a
Oh,
local
okay.
bar, not a chain. And they must have like the owner, I guess, must have had a passion for like pinball and gaming. So like he just had these machines and he uses them in his bar. It was a lot of fun.
Hmm.
It was a good time. And the little stools next to all of them so you can set your drink down and play a couple games or throw a couple balls in the pinball machine. I did okay. I'm not
Did
a
you
very
guys
good
ever have
pinballer.
like a restaurant or a pizza joint where you could they had a big screen up on the wall and that you could pay the restaurant or somebody there some money and they put this little controller box at your table and then you have like a little gun that attaches to it with a wire or it might
A light
be
gun, yeah.
yeah and then it's called Duck Hunter and it go across and you shoot at it while you're sitting there at your table waiting for your pizza to show up. Do you ever have anything like that? So we used to have that when I was younger.
I've played Duck Hunter, but like all I know is Aruga's has like interactive games, but they're all like trivia and shit. It's not like on
Yeah.
their big screen. It's like an actual game like Duck Hunt or if I got to play like Space Invaders on the big screen or hell, even Snake. Let us play like Snake for anyone who wants to like sign up and play Snake. It's something to pass the times. We as Americans do not want to face each other and have a conversation during dinner. We like to face a screen. So let's play some games.
Yeah, I just remember those. When I was a kid, we used to go to this place and sitting next to us called Petrocelli's. We used to play Duck Hunter while we waited for this food. My brother and I, especially my dad.
That sounds like a legit pizza shop. What was the name? Petra Kelly's?
Petrocelli's. And then it burned down.
Petrocelli's. Ooh.
Benchies. And then it burned down and became. I think whoever was running it kept burning it down for the insurance.
That'll
Swear to God,
happen.
that burned down 5 times.
Think they got 5 checks? That fraud.
And then they just
The
changed
insurance
the name.
company's coming by going, okay, this is
Yeah,
getting
business
fishy
is
now.
falling. Who wants to start the fire this time?
This is bullshit. I'm gonna get fired. I gotta figure out which one of you keeps
Doesn't
burning.
everyone have like a local restaurant that's burned down a couple times and everyone kind of just knows?
5?
Do they rebuild it with a different name and it's still an Italian / pizza Italian restaurant pizza? Now it's Monticello's. It's Monticello's.
Probably Monticello's, though. No?
Oh wow! I was saying it's the Monticello.
If they're Italian, I mean.
I don't know.
Thomas Jefferson lives, okay?
That'd be the coolest place, though, that pizza shop, if I had that when I was a kid. Yeah, just go play some Duck Hunt, have a pizza, share a pizza with some buddies. We had a place called Sports Emporium, where we went for like a arcade situation. And they had laser tag and go-karts also attached to it.
Mm.
So you went for one of those two things, and it's like in between games or in between their runnings, like play some arcade games. And then now you can do the other activity like the
Yeah, they have that out here too. There's a place out in Roseville. It's east of Sacramento called Splash Mountain, and
okay.
oh yeah, it's water slides and go-kart racing, and they have a huge arcade inside. So I've been in that probably in the last 5 years. Mm-hmm. But I didn't count that because I was thinking of the old arcades. It was just arcade.
Yeah, that wasn't the right thing. As a kid, before there was Chuck E. Cheese, there was a place. There was a franchise. I don't know if it's the same franchise, but it's called Showbiz Pizza Palace. And that's a picture with all those animatronics that I just put up. And it was the precursor to Showbiz. I mean, Chuck E. Cheese, the same thing. But I had all my birthday parties there as a kid.
Ah, I see your pictures. Yeah, cool.
Definitely a Chuck E. Cheese sort of situation, yeah.
Yeah, there were games I will say there were games in the arcade I sucked at. Like I couldn't do Space Invaders, but Galaga I could do well on that one. Not Space Invaders. My favorite was Tempest. Tempest was
What is that one?
Those old
great.
games.
It's kind of weird. It has it's like you're flying through a tunnel, right? And you have
Okay.
you have these weird geometric shapes that move around the outside and shoot down in the tunnel. You have all these, so it's more 3D, and the enemies are coming at you, and you have to, and they attach to the inside of some tunnel, like you're flying. It's like the front of your spaceship or something. And as they crawl up, they will destroy your whatever you're on, and then you just kind of move this dial, and you keep shooting the stuff. And yeah, I used to love that game. The other one was Atari Football. I remember that one very well too. Did you ever play Atari Football, Dark?
I don't know if we had that one. We had a handful of games when I was real little.
This one had the well, everything was CRT. You didn't have any flat screens back then, but this one had the CRT, cathode ray tubes.
Oh, the thick boys. Yeah.
Yeah, and but this one had the TV screen facing the ceiling, and so at either end you'd be looking down at it, and your opponent would be across from you.
Yeah, look at Discord. I just put a screenshot of the gameplay, if you can call it that.
Yeah, that's it.
3-on-3 football action.
That's not what Tempest looked like.
No, that's the cover of the
That's
game.
the football.
Yeah, sort of. That's more the that is the actual old Atari
The Atari port
console
of the arcade game.
Mm-hmm. That's not the arcade one. That's the console.
What was your first console, Toast?
Mine was, well, probably the first one ever made. Pong.
First commercial, huge one. Yeah, absolutely.
Pong from I remember my parents brought it home for a Christmas present for me and my brother and sisters. 1977. Yeah.
Wow. That's the year Star Wars came out too. What a year of excitement!
Damn.
That's the
media
Tempest
entertainment.
Oh my God,
Pong and Star Wars. Oh my God! I don't have to. I don't need anything else.
And thus, nerd culture was born. Because what was there before, like these crazy franchises? D&D's been around forever. I guess people played D&D.
70s, yeah.
First true nerds.
Mm-hmm.
And then computers just changed the nerd life.
Well, yeah. I mean, nerds didn't exist. Well, no, it's not true. Sorry. Nerds in the technological form really didn't exist in the grander scheme of human society until we started having it accessible on the reg, which definitely I think had to deal with the home computing in the 80s too, with consoles. And hey, you guys played Oregon Trail on the Apple II, didn't you, back in the day?
I mean, I played it on my Windows 97.
Or Macintosh, or but at some point, right? But that was we'd get to school and be like, oh, we get to play Oregon Trail game at school. Like that, to me, that was like, what? Really? That's amazing.
Did you guys have classes in your schooling related to computers?
Yes.
I'm not trying to like age anybody. I'm just truly curious.
Steve probably didn't have it as
like a typing class, even like on a keyboard, or
yeah, we played Doom 2. Like we'd get done with our typing things on our computer, and our teacher would let us play like Halo, or Doom, or whatever it was.
No, I actually my first anything with school and computers was I was going to junior college. I took a class in computer science, they called it, and we just did basic programming. That was actually a language called BASIC.
Oh, so you did have a word in college. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, this long before Macintosh, or then later on Windows and any of that stuff came out. So yeah, it's all DOS.
Know something interesting about that, actually?
Please.
So the games that came with Windows, Minesweeper, the ski game, Solitaire. Each one of those games was designed as a teaching aid to use the mouse. Minesweeper's teaching you how to use the right button on the mouse. Solitaire's teaching you how to drag and drop. Those were intentional. Those weren't just games they threw in there for fun. They're actually aids to help you navigate. Because the mouse was so brand new back in the day, especially the 2-button mouse. So
Yeah, that must
little
have
fun
confused the
factoid
shit
for you.
out of people, right? You got to use this tool to interact with stuff on the screen.
I think it's a little intuitive, though. I think people picked up on it pretty quick. I mean, it's just like the swiping of screens with the phones we have now. That the complexity of the overlays, you know.
Well, I think we're starting to lose people with how complex it's getting, though.
It is
in the
getting-
podcast, like talking about it right now, or
Yeah, I just threw up a picture of that Atari one. That was pretty cool. You guys should see that.
Nice.
oh, they had the
So it's-
tabletop. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. And you had this ball and you would hit it to move. That's how you moved your character. You speed up and slow down by hitting this ball. And man, I'd play that by the hours. My hand would be all blue with broken blood vessels in it. Yeah. And the way you had to get on the game is you had to beat the guy that was on it. And I used to hold my spot on that game.
You put your nickel up or your quarter or whatever it was.
It was quarters. It was quarters.
Used to do that with Mortal Kombat in the arcade. That was a crazy time because there was no internet with moves lists and fatalities. So I remember walking in the arcade and it was that was a big ordeal with all the controversial violence and everything. And
Yeah, it was. I remember that.
I'd never seen a game like that, like so visceral and brutal. And the arcade cabinet has good speakers, so all the moves are and sound so And as a kid, you're just like, whoa, this is edgy. And there was guys up there that knew the moves. It's like, how did you figure this out? They were like, we've been here for 6 hours today. Spent like $40 just figuring it out. I'm like, whoa, and he hands me a piece of paper with the moves on it. He's like, here you go. I was like, what? I mean, that was like handing me the keys to just heaven at that point. Those are stick out.
What's funny about that is Crispy was telling me about, he thought for sure that that's where my name Toastiopath came from, was the emote from that game. Crispy's kind of not as old as me.
We'll
He's
a
older.
soundbite from it.
Yeah. Toasty! So
there it went. There it was.
yeah, no, my gamer tag came out totally different circumstance.
Toasty!
It's actually Pat.
Toasty!
Pretty Pat.
It was Toastiopath.
No, Toastiopath came from. Pat was giving me crap saying I had one of these lame ass default gamer tags. He kept giving me crap about it. And one day I heard him talking to somebody and he mentioned me. And then he said the word sociopath. And I don't know if he was calling me a sociopath or what, but I thought he said Toastiopath. So I told him I was going to change my gamer tag to that. And he goes, now that I actually love. So it's been Toastiopath ever since.
Beautiful. Shout out to Pat out there, one of our
Dirty Pat and
Great
Chris
guildmates.
Spoon. Yeah, both
Love you,
great
buddy.
guys. Good guys.
Crispy.
Very good, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I threw in some of the toasties. I found it on my soundboard, so.
There you go. Let's get it one more time.
Toasty,
There it was. Love it.
They had one for Crispy too, right?
Really?
Yeah, there was a Crispy.
Really?
Yes, there was.
Crispy. Yep, found that one too. There you go. That's crazy. Well, Toast, what was your favorite game that you've ever played?
My absolute
All-time
favorite video
top
game?
Favorite game. Yeah.
Not including ESO or including
Don't say
ESO?
Final Fantasy VII.
You can include
Don't say
ESO. If,
Then it's ESO.
Try not to have recency bias. It's truly the best.
Did I guess it right?
Yeah, I'd say it's the best.
Final Fantasy VII. That's a classic, man.
I had a lot of favorites. Final Fantasy VII definitely was there, but I even like Final Fantasy IX better.
Is that the one with
That's-
Cloud?
Yeah, and what's Zidane? Is that his name for Final Fantasy IX? This little monkey boy had the tail. Yeah, and but I had other ones. Gran Turismo was great. This is going to be some weird stuff. How about this? It was called Panzer General, and it was a turn-based strategy game, kind of like, I don't know, like Stratego in a way. That was very fun. I'd play that and I'd go to sleep at night and I'd see hexagon images in my head when I was dreaming.
You're seeing code. You are the
Played
dream.
it too much.
He's
But
in.
yeah,
Did
Oblivion.
you ever play Command and Conquer? That was a fun turn-based kind of.
I did play that. It was okay. I wasn't that big a fan of it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
RTS, real-time strategies. The market was so inundated with that, like in the 90s and 2000s, these shitty PC RTSs where you just grab a group of people and send them this way and that, like the original Warcraft.
Oh, I'll give you one. Ace Combat 2.
Yeah. Those are good, dude, dogfighting games, man.
Oh, I love that game. I have a whole bunch of them too. I have a whole bunch of dogfighting games for PS2, PS1, Xbox 360.
There's a decent one on Game Pass right now.
Really?
Yeah, it's only 5 gigabytes. It's what's it called? I've been playing it right now. It's simple. It's not, but it's fun physics. I like flying around and shooting things.
I think that the thing I liked the most was you're flying at 25,000 feet or whatever, and you can see this town way down there, and it looks, because you've seen the curvature of the earth, and it would look like this in the game, and you dive down at the enemies or whatever around this town that are protecting it, and then you're flying among the high rises, like 100 feet off the ground, just zooming around. I mean, it was really kind of cool. That was some open world stuff right there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So you say ESO is your favorite. What makes ESO your absolute favorite of all time?
Just there's so much to do. I mean, if you just want to relax and do some fishing, no stress, just trying to grind out some lead or something, that's fine. You just relax and fish. Or the other things that you can do, the questing. Some people hate the questing, I guess, because it's a little repetitive. A lot of the, go find this, go fetch this for me sort of quests. But
That's some good
it's
lore,
just so many. There's so many different. There's lore. There's so many different things going on, and I've been playing, Elder Scrolls since Oblivion, and Oblivion was absolutely fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Love Oblivion. And what I liked about Oblivion is no matter how good you got and how high your level was, you could still get wrecked out in the world. You come across a group of vampires, and they're going to eat you alive.
Yeah, well, the enemies in that game scaled to your level too, which
yes, they do. Love that about that game. And what I also liked about it is they did some things that were kind of cool with vampirism in that game. If you were a vampire, you got stronger at night.
Yeah.
And if you were in the daytime, you had to stay out of light. Yeah.
Yeah, they actually made it difficult to be a vampire, and true to the lore of a vampire.
I also liked some of the things. You got these. I don't know if you'd call them mythics, but you had certain items you could pick up. Like I remember, I had a pair of boots that I could run across water. So if ever I was being chased by a few minotaurs or a bunch of vampires, I'd just go running across some water and I'd get away.
There was no limit on how many of those items you could wear. Just one in each slot.
Yeah.
So my favorite were the boots of Spring-Heeled Jack that you got from the Thieves Guild line, I'm pretty sure. And these boots were amazing. You got no fall damage. And you could jump around like crazy.
Yeah, I don't remember. A lot of those I didn't get. I was married at the time. My kids were little, and whenever I played, I kind of got in trouble. So I had to sneak away and do it. I had limited time.
Hey, man, life comes first. That happens.
Yeah. Yeah. It was nice when my son, I bought it with my son, and boy, when we started, I still remember the first time he was getting chased by a minotaur, and he's freaking out. He's like, what is this? What is this? He's freaking out. This minotaur's chasing him. He goes, it's faster than me. I remember that was funny. Another time he was being chased by a headless zombie in a dungeon, and he was freaking out. That was just so funny. Funny stuff.
I have a funny story about Oblivion. The first time I ever saw it, I was actually at a friend's house, and his dad was playing it. And we watched him play for 5 minutes before we went to go play our own games elsewhere. And we're watching, and I'm watching him scroll through his whole inventory and stuff like that, and I thought, oh, okay, that's a lot. And my friends started shitting on him afterwards. They're like, oh, what a fucking weird game to play. You're really odd. And I was like, I don't know. I think it looked kind of cool. And lo and behold, 5 years later, I found an old copy. Then I started playing it, and I was like, wow, this is a cool game. This is what he was playing. So it's just funny how they came back around, because I did the same with Morrowind. I didn't find Morrowind until after the Game of the Year edition was out, but I was still like 13, and that was the first Elder Scrolls games I ever played.
That's a good one to start on.
Yeah, I just recently, probably last summer, at least a few months ago, I downloaded Morrowind free with Game Pass. So I downloaded it, played a little bit of it. It's interesting.
Is it
Yeah.
remastered at all?
I think it might be to a certain degree. I think it still has the same problems that it had before. Like, you couldn't fast travel. You want to get somewhere, you had to run. You had to actually travel there.
Or you could use the Netch system. Or
I
what were they called?
I haven't played it very much, so I don't know that much about it.
Tilt Striders, yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, I agree. ESO, at this point, is probably my favorite game of all time.
Oh yeah.
It's got the most time in it. I've done the most in it. It's just constantly more things to try and achieve, to try and beat. Even like little things. Like, I have some exploration achievements I still need to get on my tune.
Yeah, I want to explore more, because the other day I was just, even though I have all of Daggerfall all pretty much done, everything, I mean, all of it done. Like, every quest and every blue zone is completely done, even little side quests. I was just standing there on that little cliff that's to the left, looking over the Daggerfall Harbor there, where there's nobody around. I was just kind of just checking out. I mean, I just like doing that, just looking at all the scenery. Really kind of cool.
Beautiful.
I need to explore more zones, though. Especially Blackreach. I need to explore that.
Yeah, have you done the newer zones much?
I have not, because I got invited by one of our guildies, Tez, started inviting me over and over again into PvP because he saw that I was in there a lot, and I was going in there just to get the transmutes on my healer, and I was healing in there, and then he invited me in, but he was always on a red, so I decided to make a red, and I didn't know what to do, and that's when I made the Gank Sork. And then I really started discovering PvP and Cyrodiil, and still to this day, that is, for me, the most fun. Even with the DCs, it's just exhilarating play. When you have 20 siege and it's just exploding all around you, and everybody's scrambling to heal each other or res each other and attack the castle wall or something and tear it down. It just brings me back to one of my favorite scenes in Lord of the Rings, Twin Towers, where all the orcs smash through.
Yeah,
that's just, it brings me back to that. And I love it. I every time I'm on the walls and they smash through it, I'm there. It's like, crap.
I had a moment last night in PvP too, where I'm watching a huge siege, and I'm like, man, this is why people play Cyrodiil. Like, this is fucking awesome. We had 15 siege on our side. They had, I think, around 10 on their side. There's people at the gate. There's people shooting arrows and shit. Now, the game was much too laggy. I couldn't actually do anything. But it was gorgeous. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, when it's not lagging out, if there's not 3 bars all the way across, but there's a big fight going on and it doesn't lag out, yeah, those fights are worth it. I mean, and the fights that last 30, 40 minutes just to take one castle, or you defend your castle for 30, 40 minutes, they come in, like they breach it 3 times.
And then you DC before the tick hits.
or the tick does hit, it's like 60, 70K.
Yeah, that big D-tick. That's what you like.
All that AP.
Give me.
Yeah, D-tick's good.
Toast,
seriously,
what do you consider yourself at this point in ESO? Are you a main PvEer or main PvPer? Which one?
I think I'm split between the two. I want to get more back into some questing, because every time you guys get a new zone, you're all doing the zone quests, and I haven't been inspired to do it. And I think the reason is because I came into ESO later, and so my first real DLC zone was Vardenfell, and I started on it, but I wasn't high enough level to be able to do it. So I did the base level in Daggerfall, and I just want to, I just kind of want to go back in how they were released in order and complete the DLCs in that order. And because it's a daunting task, because I have to go back and there's so many, I just haven't done it. I've been putting it off. But I really want to, because it's actually quite interesting. I've been actually, Somerset, I think, is the one I'm on. And it's really interesting. I mean, I like the stories.
I think the stories are pretty good. Deadlands is pretty good from what I've played so far. Now, that one I haven't finished. I've done literally everything except the main quest. That's how I typically do new zones, is I find all the striking locales, I do all the delves, I do all the side quests I can find, but I don't advance the main quest. Because I get too confused with the sheer number of quests, and if I'm running by something, I can't pass up that clear quest marker over there. Like, I gotta pick it up as I go, otherwise, like, I'm not sure if I'll find it again. So I gotta make sure I get it now. And it causes too much confusion in the storyline in my head if I, like, also try to do the main quest. So instead, I exclude the main quest, and I do everything else I can do, and then I come back to it.
I will say, the one thing that ESO opened up to me, and I'd never played video games to play with other people unless I was in an arcade. And that was, because I always played it, and later in my adult life, when arcades weren't a thing anymore, I played video games more or less to escape, as a form of escapism, just to get away from the day's stresses and trials, and just kind of want to do my own thing in fantasy world. But meeting the fam, Dynasty of Tamriel, and the previous guilds that we were all part of, that was something new to me, and I didn't expect that. And I will say I had completed almost all of the blue zones. I mean, Dagger, Glenumbra, Stormhaven, Bankerai, Rivenspire.
Banger guy.
Yeah. Banger guy. But I had completed almost all of them before I really started even interacting with other people in chats and stuff. And that, if I hadn't have done that, I probably would have lost interest after a certain way along. I would have. I'll admit. But you guys keep it interesting. Just getting to know all of you, you and Darkside, and just so many people, that are just good people. Snacky,
Yeah, you
crispy.
were an OG in the Colovian Empire.
Yeah, that's where I met Pat and Jerry. Colovian.
So in this group in Dynasty of Tamriel, there's obviously a core group of players that we've played with a long time. And some of them outdate me. I mean, yeah, I may be the head, but there's experience that far outlasts my own. Toasty being one of them. Well, can you tell me a little bit about Colovian? Was it more or less structured than Nibonese?
It was more structured than Nibonese.
Wow.
And it had a very strong RP feel to it, which when you play video games, hold on a minute. Sorry.
You're all right. For those who don't know, the timeline,
especially stuff like Skyrim and Oblivion. You get really into the fantasy aspect of the role playing, right? I'm playing as a vampire. I'm playing as a hero, or you know what I mean. And they reinforce that. I remember my first, in fact, it was Ice Wolf was at my orientation in Colovian, and it was very ceremonial. They had all the officers were stacked up there, and the leader was this guy named Caesar, and he had this all gold, like glinting armor, and he looked like somebody like a Caesar, blonde-haired character, and there was very ceremonial, and they taught us all their emotes to salute and everything, and I ate that up. And even though here I am probably older than every one of them, I'm looking at all these guys like they're some video game gods, like the poor little me. I have so much to learn, and you guys are so, huh?
You got into it a little bit,
I did. I liked it. I very much liked it. I liked the events and all that, and I will say a little bit. I kind of missed that, but once you become more familiar with people and playing with people in the game, you kind of don't go down that road as much, I guess. You're more interested in just your friends. not so much being a vampire, but being with your friends.
I'm with you in the same boat. I too miss, to a certain degree, that tradition, so to speak. Meetings, grand guild meetings, where the officers were all together, emoting the same, wearing. This never happened at Nibonese, but wearing the same armor, I think, would be cool. Like I can appreciate the tradition and ceremony, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. We were all issued Imperial armor. Everybody at every orientation in Colovian was issued a set of Imperial ceremonial armor to wear at any events, any guild-wide events. Yes. And then we would ride, and that's where that came from. I remember the first guild-wide meeting. It was in Cragmorn, and we were on that broken bridge over by Skyreach. And we all lined up on it. It must have been about 110 people. Everybody kept DCing. It kept lagging out. I think we crashed the Cragmorn server for a bit.
Wow.
I believe that.
Mm-hmm. And it was pretty cool. And we all had the same armor on. We were all lined up. And Jerry was there. He was one of their officers, one of their Dragon Knights. And he'd come down and he'd help people line up. Yeah. Yeah.
Jerry.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, he hated doing that, by the way. I was so dumb. Sucked an hour of my life away just standing around.
we got together, all the pomp and circumstance. It was amazing. It was just great. And Jerry hated it.
Yeah, he did.
But at the same time, I stand around for an hour a game.
Later.
Have you guys never stood around not doing anything? I mean, like, that happens more often than I'd like to admit.
Yeah. Well, mostly if I'm doing that, it's because I'm just visiting with people. But I have to shout out to Jerry. Hey, Jerry, thanks for letting me beat you the other night in a duel, because it was my first time ever winning a duel against you.
Wow, unprecedented.
Yeah. That's my backhanded compliment.
Hey, real quick, Brew, I do want to thank Toasty for coming out of the closet to talk to us today.
Yeah.
Hey,
thank you so much.
Let me explain what that means. He was recording in his closet to crack down on all the extra sounds, but we had him come out of the closet because we think he sounds great wherever he is.
Yeah, there was a DC issue over in the closet.
Yeah, and we can fix the audio on the back end. So
Toasty was in the closet.
Beautiful.
DCing in the closet.
The closet was definitely my safe space.
Well, that's what the podcast is for, to get you out of your safe space. Touch you in a couple places you didn't realize you were tantalized. No.
Tantalized touching.
Titillate.
Truly titillating.
That's such a crazy word. I love it.
You said
wait, okay.
God, there's so many. It's hard for me to pick.
Ocarina of Time.
My favorite song.
Ocarina of Time's a great game. Long game, good depth, total story, absolutely.
This guy, yeah. Well, I mean, for that time period, I haven't played Breath of the Wild. I'm sure it's pretty good.
It could be for the time period, like, the best at the time, 100% great. Obviously, technology evolves, so, like, games now have more depth than games then.
Yes.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Really?
That's a little different, because, I mean, the campaign and that, it's tough when you have a multiplayer game and you're talking about the campaign part, because there's no start, there's no finish.
You have to include multiplayer, the game as a whole.
Well, ESO,
they don't divide it up like they do now. I don't consider ESO 100% amazing from start to finish.
Well, there's no finish, right?
I mean, there is. Getting everything.
I don't know if I'll ever...
achievable.
What about you, Toast? You got anything? I mean, Final Fantasy VII's pretty good too.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII. I was close to beating that when I kind of stopped playing it. I got distracted. Really, I got distracted by other games.
There's a lot of repetition though with fighting in that game.
Final Fantasy.
That's my only drawback.
There are games that have a lot of repetition, but I was thinking, and I still love doing it today. In fact, it's the only game I actually have on my phone is related to it, and it's kind of silly, but I don't know. It says more about me than I think the game, and that's going to be the Panzer Generals again.
Really?
Yeah, I just like the pattern and the thought that went into how things damaged each other and how you were damaged and how you had to place your characters in certain terrain to make it work. The only thing I wish they did was a little bit better animation in the battles, but you could cancel the animation and just like turn it off, so it just goes boom boom, and then you have the numbers of the damage and the numbers that you received. But the strategy involved, it's endless. So I mean, I was a big board game player too. I played Risk a lot and chess. Yeah, so I think that's probably the one that start to finish, because just all it did was get bigger and harder. The further you went, the maps got gigantic, and it just got harder to be successful. I just realized I said that.
Got bigger and harder. Oh wow! Ooh.
That's what they like. Gamers said it.
Transformers more than meets the. Just kidding.
I would say Star Wars Battlefront 2 for me. 100% great game. Couple bugs, couple things, but
I got to give you that one. Yeah, Star Wars Battlefront 2. All right, I'm gonna give you another one. Halo 3.
Oh, Halo 3 is a masterpiece. Mwah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's really good.
Halo's pretty good.
Maybe a little biased because we're Xbox gamers, but you know.
But I'm not exclusive Xbox. I mean, like I used to prefer PlayStation. And,
PS1, PS. Bought my son a PS3, but then all his friends were on Xbox, and we had to take it back, get him an Xbox 360. So
the exclusives on PlayStation just aren't enough to bring me back over. And the Game Pass market's just so good. I'm just like, you know what, PlayStation, show me something. I might come back over, but
I would consider buying one in today's day and age. Just an old PS4 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would consider it. Just because I have all the other consoles, and like the console wars are over.
Yeah, they're over because, well, the physical game has kind of gone away. Now everything's digital.
Right.
I mean, it eliminated a market, which is unfortunate.
Well,
that happens with technology, though.
Yeah,
gotta evolve and adapt.
But it also means if you were an older gamer like me, you probably have games that are still going to be just going to keep increasing in value.
I might be getting that Steam Deck. I'm thinking about.
At this point, I think you're definitely getting it. You've mentioned it quite a few times.
Yeah,
I'm like, Dark, you're gonna buy one.
Well,
I don't want you to kid yourself.
You're talking about the console wars, and like Steam doesn't have a console because they're the PC gateway. So this is interesting because it's just some cool stuff coming down the pipeline, and I'm really.
I don't even know what that is. So,
portable PC gaming.
Yeah, so like how Nintendo Switch is like a mobile. You basically have a controller attached to a screen in between. Steam, the software Steam is making one. So
really?
It's the company Valve, really, that kind of does Steam. Gabe Newell. And speaking of great games, start to finish, Half-Life 2. A masterpiece. And that's why everybody's been waiting on Half-Life 3 for 20 years.
Half-Life 2.
That's that company that made Half-Life is Valve, and that's the same company or Gabe Newell that started that company, and then they started Steam, which is like you do PC gaming, you use Steam.
Yeah. Some people play outside of Steam, but
you don't have to. But it's 20 almost 28 concurrent million users.
Steam just makes it so convenient. All the games are in one place. Yeah. You don't have to go download each individual game, have its own software. Just let Steam do all that for you.
Yeah, It's a game manager, but very handy, and it's a great market for developers to put their stuff up on there too that are pre-production or in alpha state or whatever.
A lot of indie games can get their start on
a lot of shit, a lot
Steam.
Of awful stuff too. VR stuff too. You want to try out new VR stuff for free, see what it looks like, blah blah blah. Use Steam. Check it out.
Check it out.
I do have to say, your gaming experience is much more expansive than mine. Mine stretches a longer time, but I've never even heard of Half-Life. So, but now I'm glad I met you guys, and I'm gonna go look it up. I'm gonna go find out about it.
Yeah, Half-Life's great. The physics in that game, it was just they had some revolutionary, like just cool physics, how things worked with each other. Fun ride. That game is just from start to finish. It's a roller coaster of fun. Great.
I mean, Toasty, I consider having a longer experience. So, like, you go back in time more with your experience. I consider that more impressive than, okay, so I know a bunch of games that have come out in the past 10 years, 15 years, because that's kind of when I gamed. Well, okay, but, like, I didn't play all of them. That's the issue these days is there's so many games. I didn't have a chance to play all of them. There's not
a great problem
there's not
to
enough
have.
time in the day for me to play all the games.
Yeah. And I had spurts in my life where I was doing other things, you know. I was into things differently. I remember in the late through the mid to mid 80s through the early 90s, I was heavily into skiing. I was up on the slopes all the time. Yeah, at least when there was snow up there. But some wintertime, I couldn't wait. And then during the 90s, after my skis broke, I got heavily into playing golf. I was golfing 3 times a week. Crazy amounts of golf.
After you broke your clubs, what did you go do?
I still have my clubs. I just don't play that much anymore ever since I started having a arthritic problem with my hands. But and also raising kids. Then I got married and started raising kids, and that took all my time. All my time. Yeah. But nothing. I have to say this: nothing has been as fulfilling as as my kids. Nothing.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna say it's this podcast.
Aw.
Damn,
You guys too, though. I'd
almost
say in
equal
recent
to
history,
level
yeah.
friends.
Yeah, the Dot fam.
I mean, if you don't aim high,
In the last couple of years, the Dot fam has become my fam. I mean, seriously has. I mean, because I only get my kids on the weekends, and now as they're getting older, I mean, gosh, I haven't seen them for 3 weeks. So yeah, you guys are my fam now, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, it's
all
the family
right.
I chose too. I mean, shit. I don't talk to most people every day like I do to the Dot fam. You know,
Yeah,
I have IRL friends. I'm not.
Have you ever
quite in close
died
contact.
next to anybody else as much?
Yeah.
No, I have
Brothers in
died
arms.
for you and
Brothers
with
and
you.
sisters in arms.
What's your your RIP counter up to, Brew, on your Twitch?
Ooh, it's probably over
Like almost
500 at this
400?
point.
500? Oh,
I died a lot last night. I had a lot of rips in that VSS. Doug, you been doing any PvP lately?
no, I need to. I miss it. And I haven't really even been to Cyrodiil with my new Xbox yet, so I do want to check that.
Well, don't expect too much. Temper your expectations there.
Yeah, well, yeah, I hear your horror stories lately.
Although I heard, let me look it up, but I heard there was PvP news that they're going to fix some performance.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Is There No One Else and Horcrux, they're both talking about how they're going to address performance.
Yeah, so Zoss, Matt Führer, put out a little letter in the ESO forums saying, hey, we're working on it now. They've been testing for a while, and now, all right, we got some learnings, and it's time to improve the PvP side of things.
Like they did a year and a half ago when it was unplayable.
In the meantime, we'll consider additional ways to keep Cyrodiil and Battlegrounds interesting and exciting.
That's
In
interesting, all right.
parentheses, for example,
bad
potentially
is-
special rule sets or weekend events.
Well, that sounds interesting. So they have like a weekly event, and like how they do with the weekly trial or something like that.
Yeah, or like a special game mode that's
Yeah.
only around this week. So maybe Chaos Ball with a twist, or capture the flag, and there's some different rule sets with each one.
I like that. I like that. I've got to figure out why I can't perform in no CP. I mean, I have some good days in Battlegrounds, but I have a lot more bad days.
Forward to the most this year, Toast. Game, out of game, doesn't matter.
What am I looking forward to the most this year?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of obvious. I don't mean to beat this dead horse, but I cannot wait till this school year is over. Good God. For those of you who don't know, yes, I'm a teacher. I teach high school. And it's the COVID situation has really made it difficult. We're very understaffed, and it's just a difficult working situation. I can't wait for it to be over and summer to start. Hopefully return to some normalcy by next year. But yeah, I have some projects that I didn't get to finish from last summer, and I'm really looking forward to those. Number one, yeah. That and possibly getting to meet Brew in person. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, making a trip out to the West Coast this year is the goal. Snacky, I don't think we mentioned it on the episode with her, but she's a tattoo artist. So I'm going to go meet Snacks, meet Toast. Maybe Darkside will be able to come out as well. Could record some live episodes.
Man, that'd be amazing. That will be amazing. Not would be. It will be. And I do want to send out a shout out to Snacky, who was on our podcast recently, and she's also our graphics designer. Mm-hmm. And she's the one that did that great drawing of us, our heads, picture of it on our podcast logo. So
she's pretty talented.
Very talented.
Amazingly talented.
And a shout out to James, our editor.
I may break down and actually get my first tattoo from her.
Pretty
no
cool.
tattoos, huh?
Nope, never.
That's what I said.
I know, you'd have thought that, they tattooed us old vampires 400 years ago or something.
Not even
Toasty, like younger
back from Civil War times or whatever.
I picture Toasty. I don't know if you've ever seen Ron Swanson on Parks and Recreation when Tammy comes around. That's what old Toasty. Like I just pictured Toasty like that, like with the cornrows, like.
In the middle of my mustache worn off.
Yeah,
like a drug pipe sticking out of your mouth, like a do-rag on your head.
Nah. You guys have seen pictures of me when I was younger.
Oh yeah.
Just imagine that.
I've seen your feet.
Yeah, you saw my feet. 1 foot. With my toenails painted. So yes, foot pics are available. Just send your Venmo.
Wow. Okay. Our new sponsor, sponsored by Toasty Tasty Toes.
Oh, we didn't put in our sponsor. Shout out to our sponsor. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Listen in real quick for our ad. Ray Daddy, wow! I'm a big deeps now. Dependable in situations in which you need to be as well, Trial Diapers TM are always there for you in moments needed most. Like you need to be there for your core. Slide up a pair of these buttes and proudly tell your raid leader you're ready to go. They'll know that they can count on you. Also, a new product coming. There's no place for BMs and BGs, so when that moment comes in your deathmatch, you need to be ready to not fear pee a little in those fine leggings you wear. Battle pads, made for every situation. Don't fret as you're making a mess on the battlefield. Know that battle pads got you protected, back to front.
And thanks to that sponsor, whoever it was.
And thanks to them. Truly
Mark that down on the time code.
And 134, cool.
Toasty's titillating toe picks. Brought to you by...
That'll read for those others out there. They'll be like, "Wait, Toasty's tit and toe picks? What?"
This is where the ball gets rolling. This is how legends start.
Cool.
So what about you guys? What about you, Brew? What do you have? What are you looking forward to this year?
In terms of gaming,
Or just in life? What's going on?
I'm very
Life is
excited
gaming.
to continue to make content. It has been a wonderful process this past year. This first year in streaming has been so much fun. Thoroughly have enjoyed building a PC, learning how to do streaming, all the different settings and tweaks and all the different fun things you can do. And there's always more to learn, always more stuff to improve upon. I love that. So it's like a project I can work on that I'm mildly successful at or mildly good at. So I'm going to keep doing it. And we started the podcast here at the end of 2021. And I mean, whatever, we're going to reach new heights with this.
Yeah. Well, I'm impressed, dude. I've really seen you come a long way. I mean, it's really just awesome to see people's growth, and Darkside too. And Darkside's growth mostly. What impresses me with this guy is his growth in the game. Holy cow! I mean, he went from a guy that I came out of Cyrodiil, and I hear him and two people that are persona non grata anymore because they're deplorable, but they were just goofing off and talking the most risque stuff in chat. And I was moderating. I'm like, should I tell him to stop? Should I tell him? And he was still pretty new. He's about level 300. I was probably level 500 at the time. And my gosh, has he passed me and then some. He knows so much about just every aspect of this game. Holy cow. Darkside's like, and also, both you guys are like some of the smartest people I know. You're so intelligent.
Whatever, man.
Damn, Toasty, you're too sweet, man.
I'm just telling you like it is, man.
But yeah, Darky, I do remember back when we found Darkside. A little bit of a wild card in the early days of Darkside.
I think I made a lot of people nervous.
You did.
It was more like, what's he going to say next? Which is probably going to be why your guys' podcast takes off. So he's going to be like, what are you guys going to say next?
I'm a reasonable. I try to consider myself a reasonable person.
A
lot of wild cards out there aren't. They're too wild. They're just too wild.
Yeah, but I think we all have a wild side, and that's a good thing. We all are willing to try new things and do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Brew and I were talking about that the other day, trying new stuff. We're always open to new things, trying new things.
Mile High Club.
That's
a new thing for most people.
Draw my line somewheres, but I mean, yeah, I've definitely had my share of experiences. There's some things I want to do again. It's like jump out of an airplane again. I want to do that again a couple more times, maybe a whole bunch of times. I'd like to do that some more.
You guys want to do this quote thing? Found some fun ones.
Yeah. Let's play the little quiz and then.
How are we gonna do it? I just alternate different questions? Do 3.
Yeah. Sure.
All right. I'll do this. If you can guess the movie without me saying it like I think they say it, I'll just say the quote. And if you want me to, I'll give the inflection I think they have to help you. If you don't need it, that's fine. And if you can tell me what year it is, you get a bonus point. How about that? What year the movie?
So we'll have to chime in. Like, can I buy an inflection?
Yes, that's right. Can I phone an inflection? Yeah. All right. So who goes first?
Toasty's
Toasty, how about
first. Absolutely, Toasty has to be first.
All right, Toasty. You ready?
I'm ready.
Here's the first one. Ass to ass.
Ass to ass?
Ass to ass.
Oh, gosh. I don't know of a movie that says that, but I know they kind of say something like that in Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Charlie and Frank. We only sleep butt to butt.
Would you like to phone an inflection?
Yeah, phone in an inflection.
Ass to ass! Ass to ass!
I really don't know, dude.
The movie...
Brew, you want to steal?
I don't know it either.
Requiem for a Dream. Jared Leto.
I've never seen it.
Surprise,
Marlon
motherfucker.
Wayans. Jennifer Connelly.
I've heard you and Pat talk about this movie, but I've
It's a
never seen
messed
it.
up movie. It's a messed up movie.
Oh, now I'm going to have to
Yeah,
watch
I've never
it.
seen it.
Yeah, you definitely need to see it so we can just discuss it.
Requiem of a Dream, Half-Life 2. Okay, I got a list building up.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
He's writing it
Slam
down.
and Salmon. That's my list.
Slammin' salmon. Yes.
Definitely think to watch it.
I'm going to watch that tonight. After everything, we do everything in ESO. I'm going to definitely check that out, man. Thank you, Brew, for that, because I love Broken Lizard, and did not know they just made a movie. I just didn't see.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You'll enjoy it. What is there
All
stuff
right, well,
going on
Toasty-
in game tonight?
We're going to make it happen.
Okay,
You guys doing another Necro run?
Brew, you want to, I'm going to get Black Rose done for you today.
Okay, we can do Black Rose tonight.
It's up to you though. It's your run. So I want to be there. I really do. And you're one of the people I can spend 6 hours with, and it's just a
Yeah, I
treat.
can just spend all day.
All right, I got a question for Brew now. Toasty, you
right.
fucked it up. You got 0 points. Fuck you.
Fucking loser.
Brutal podcast. Okay, ready? Are you ready, Brew?
Hit me with it.
I don't like sand. It's all coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
I feel like I know this one.
I feel
feel
like
like-
you should, too.
Irritating, rough, gets everywhere.
You can phone an inflection. I'll do my best.
I don't think the inflection's gonna help much, but okay, I'll phone it in.
All right, ready?
Yep.
I don't like sand. It's all coarse and rough, irritating. It gets everywhere. That's probably not very good, but trying to get the spirit of the character.
I don't know.
I think I know it.
American Pie?
It's not American Pie, but I mean that's not a word. That whole worst guess, I guess. Toasty, you want to try to steal? Right?
You can steal it?
Yeah,
Toast?
Deadpool.
No, this is Star Wars Episode 2: Attack of the Clones. It's Anakin talking to Padme.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's talking about Tatooine.
Ah,
Oh,
Makes
yeah, about
sense.
his.
Of course.
Okay.
It's when he's
For some reason, I thought it was Deadpool talking about sex on a beach.
okay. It's okay. It's let's. Okay, you know what? I got a great one. I'm gonna save that one for Brew. But you, here we go, Toasty. I got you right here. Ready?
Okay.
What is this? A center for ants?
I know this.
The inflection would really help you.
Is that? Oh shit! Is that? I know it's.
Let me help you. What is this? A center for ants?
I know this. God, I'm drawing a blank on the name though. I know this. It's. God, I want to say. That's dodgeball, isn't it?
You're so close. It's
God damn it!
close.
It's that actor though. What's this? Ben Stiller.
Yep. Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, then it's Zoo. Then it's got to be Zoo whatever.
Zunaga? Come on, you're so close.
Not Zunaga.
If you're not a
Zoolander.
taker-offer, you're what? What's the opposite of a taker-offer?
I put her on her.
Well, that fair enough. If you're not taking off in an airplane, what are you doing?
You're landing.
Now combine the two.
What?
Zoo landing.
Didn't I say Zoolander?
No, you never said it. You went zoo.
And then you said Zunaga, and then I said no, Zoolander. And then,
Okay. My bad
Yeah.
then. I didn't hear that.
I
Yes.
was torn. It was either going to be that one or it was going to be dodgeball, and I guessed dodgeball.
So what what year? That's 1 point. Do you know what year?
Oh, Zoolander. God, that's I don't know, 2009.
2001.
Oh, is that old?
Yeah.
Jesus, I keep forgetting that Will Ferrell was in the 90s in SNL. That's right. I was close though.
You very close.
I get what do I get? Half a point, or am I still zero?
You get a point. Yeah, I'll give you one point. 1 point.
All right. All right. Crush me, Brew.
I'm not sure.
All right, so here's the line. I want to get it perfect. I don't want to mess it up. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking here. I'm walking here. Hey, I'm walking here. I'm walking here. No, that's not that one. Goodfellas.
Nope.
Fuck if I know. I haven't seen any of those old movies.
I know exactly who that is.
It's because we say it so much. I wanted you to know where it originated from. Toasty can steal this one too.
Steal it, Toast.
That's Forrest Gump.
Incorrect.
No, it's Forrest Gump, and it's Lieutenant Dan going across the street with Forrest Gump pushing him, and he almost gets hit by a car, and he goes, "Hey, I'm walking here." You don't remember that?
But that wasn't the quote.
Oh, well, his
quote is, "I'm walking here. Hey, I'm walking here."
I've never seen Forrest Gump either. From start to end. I've seen pieces.
What? All right, this 2 weeks in a row of this. What?
Okay.
There's a lot of movies I haven't seen. People don't believe
that's
it.
An epic movie. That's an epic movie.
It's not. What's that guy's name? Sinise.
It is not Gary Sinise and Forrest Gump.
Okay, then I have no idea.
It's Dustin Hoffman in Midnight Cowboy.
Midnight Cowboy.
Another
where that line came from. That's a famous line. Hey, I'm walking here. I'm walking here. It sounds like a Italian gangster, but
well, I wonder if that was a sort of a throwback, sort of Easter egg that they did in Forrest.
He's just from the Bronx, is all. That's why.
Midnight Cowboy.
Well, it happens in New York. Remember, they were going to. He just came out of getting. It was on some TV show.
You still have 0 points.
I'm bad at this
1
game.
point. 1 point.
I've never seen Midnight Cowboy either.
I remember what you're saying, but for everybody out there that hears this, go, "I'm walking in." Hey, that's the origin. It's Midnight Cowboy, the very first one. All right, so it's 1-0. You guys are doing great.
Last round. Still anybody's game.
Okay. Here you go, Brew. Or is it? No, it's Toasty's turn
Back
again,
to
right?
Toast. He stole mine.
Okay.
Tried to steal mine.
You can steal mine any day, buddy.
That's what I
You ready?
like to hear.
All right, here we go. Here is your next quote.
Get it.
My wife. I repeat, my wife.
Oh, I know this.
I mean, literally, the quote is "my wife," and that's it.
Said in a lot of movies, to be fair.
I want to phone an inflection here.
The inflection's going to give you everything, though.
Okay, I'll phone in the inflection.
All right, here's the inflected quote. My wife.
What?
My wife.
Ooh, I might get a steal here. Your boy might get a point.
My wife.
I'm just imagining some drunk guy going, "Yeah, my wife."
My wife. I'm trying to do it.
I have no idea.
Everybody's screaming right now. Listen to the podcast. Like, Toasty, are you kidding me?
My wife.
Brew, would you like to steal?
Borat.
Borat is correct. My wife.
I never saw that movie.
Oh, there you go.
I never saw that movie. I'm sorry.
Do you want to guess what year, Brew, for an extra point?
I don't know. When did it come out? 2008?
That your guess?
Yeah.
2006. You were pretty close.
6. Damn.
I think Brew deserves 2 points for that one.
No, I
Well,
didn't
it
get
doesn't
this
matter
year.
what you think.
I didn't guess the year.
I didn't even get the movie right, and he gave me a point. So I just got the.
You have your point from Zoolander, don't you?
Well, I originally guessed dodgeball. So
No, it's.
to be fair,
I'll give you that point for that because you were right there. You were right there. It's cool. So
I've never seen Borat.
It's 2-1. I think, right?
Sure.
Or is it 1-1?
2-1. Bruce got 2. I got 1.
1-1.
That's fair.
No, then it's 1-1. Sorry, I can't keep up. All right, last round. Winner take all.
Well, it's my turn.
Toasty. Oh, yeah, it's your turn. I'm getting mixed up. I'll keep stealing.
I could win. Or are we doing one round after this?
You could win. No, if you get this right, you could take.
Wait, how many have I asked you straight up? I've only asked you like one.
I've asked me 2.
No, he's asked 2.
Okay, so it's last one. So you stole that one. It goes back to Toasty because I didn't. No, I asked Toasty, so it's yours. This is the last one.
This is all. If this is for the marbles, he gets this. He's got it. I don't even get it.
Or if Toasty steals it, he got it. So if I don't know,
Toasty,
pay attention.
I will.
I gotta make this a good one then. I gotta make this a good one.
It's the final countdown.
Okay. I think that'll be a little tough for Brew, actually. I don't know. Tough.
We'll see.
Okay. Ready? I'll go with it, all right?
Yeah. Hit me with it.
You can't handle the truth.
Oh, I know it. A Few Good Men.
Brew is the movie quote champion.
Winner.
Ooh. I have seen that movie. It was on TNT.
You can't handle the truth. Another New York accent.
I deserve the truth.
Yeah.
You can't.
I know. I have
handle
a
the
friend that was in that movie.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, right?
Yeah, Jack Nicholson's line. Yep. And Tom Cruise was the lawyer, and Jack Nicholson was on.
You can't handle the truth.
Jack Nicholson was on the witness stand.
Tom Cruise is a jag, isn't he, in that movie?
Mm-hmm. He is.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should. Great job, though, guys. That was fun. I like that. Test a little trivia every now and then.
Yeah, that was a good movie. Hey, I won. Ding, 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 ding. Good game, Toasty.
Dude.
That was fun, dude.
Yeah. GG's.
It was fun. And you definitely deserve to be the winner there.
You should definitely go watch Borat and then Bruno.
I will. I'm gonna watch Borat.
Don't watch Bruno.
Don't watch Bruno. Borat, you may or may not like. It's more,
what one's Bruno? Is that the classic one? What one's the movie that he's in and he's like, I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hello, Mark. What one's that one?
That's The Room, where he's like, Lisa, you're tearing me apart, Lisa.
Yes.
It's the worst movie ever made, quote unquote.
The real Hollywood movie.
It's so bad.
My kids and I were making so much fun of that movie at we were decorating my Christmas tree in my apartment, and I had the fake fire going on and they were like, yeah, we're having so much fun at Dad's house with this fake fire. And he said, hey, it's a real Hollywood fire. Good times.
Tommy Wiseau. Such a bad movie. It's good. It's so bad it's not good, but it's like...
I still want to see it. James Franco's in that, right?
No.
No?
Yep.
I don't know who's in it.
Nobody's in it. It's a shit movie.
I still want to see it.
Like,
not the original. I want to watch the one that's a movie about it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They did do it. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, he plays Tommy Wiseau, right? James Franco.
I think so. The guy that does Borat. Is he in it at all? Why did I think he is in it?
Cohen? I don't know. Who knows, Toasty, what goes on in your brain cells, man?
Yeah, you never know.
Hmm.
Everything's...
Well, gentlemen, We could talk to Toasty for hours at this point.
Days, probably.
Days, weeks.
We've done it
I'd
before.
argue weeks, maybe.
I think that's already happened.
Yeah, years. And we're coming up on 2 years where we've all been gaming together, so that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
It is, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. It was spring of 2020 when I met you guys. Holy cow! It's almost spring of 2022. Jesus,
Bright.
I never thought I'd live this long.
He's gonna keep going too. We're gonna keep being friends.
And you guys can join in too. Joining Dynasty of Tamriel is where we
Absolutely.
all hang out.
You can talk to
Socialize.
us in our guild chat.
Yeah. We're quite active.
You can tell us
Quite
how
active.
stupid we are on our podcast. You can come in and correct us, and any engagement, we'll appreciate it.
Yeah. Toasty, anything
talk.
you want to plug, buddy? Before we sign off?
No,
Don't say your butt.
I was trying not to ruin your show, guys. Your butt.
Nice. Anytime you
My
want, it's
butt.
free.
And Darkside's pee hole.
Fun. Both ends.
Again?
Oh, Jesus.
All right.
It's been a lot of fun, Ted. So we appreciate you coming by, man.
I
Anything you
appreciate
wanna
you
plug,
guys
Darkside?
inviting me. I really do.
I don't know, man. Check out our YouTube page with the podcast. When we throw it up on there, we're gonna start throwing in visual components. So if, for reference, some of the games that Toasty talked about today, some of the old ones, we'll have little pictures of them and stuff. And as we go along, I just that's the one thing that I really want to emphasize. Plugs for me, man. I'm the Michael Motes. That's my real name. Don't tell anybody. At Twitter, if you want to hit me up on there. I don't think I've opened Twitter in a while, but if I have a reason to, hell.
Nice.
I got kicked off Twitter.
You bad boy. You're such a bad boy, Toast. Just a fucking rebel. Well, yeah, you guys can
They
obviously...
still let you teach?
Yeah, doesn't teachers have all kinds of social media guidelines now that they have to follow?
Yeah, so it's probably a good thing.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing at this point. Well, guys, you
Show 'em
can
where
hit
they
me
can
up
find us,
everywhere
bro.
I am. Twitch, twitch.tv/BrewCru. Gamertag is TheBrueCru. You can find me on Instagram under TheBrueCru and Twitter under TheBrueCru. Obviously, check out the YouTube. The link will be below on the podcast link. And subscribe, like it, comment, do all the things for the peoples. Tell us how we're doing, good or bad.
We want it. Yeah, give us your feedback.
We feed
we
off
wanna
the
know.
feedback, Nom, 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 nom.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely
Goblins
check
and
out
Fungal One.
Tamriel.
One more time, Toast, I'm sorry?
I said, and definitely check out Dynasty of Tamriel.
Absolutely.
It's always fun there. Good people in there, very helpful.
Share with your
Yeah,
friends.
we'd love to run you through some content. Come on through. We'll have a good time. I promise.
Thanks for letting us bless your ears.
Yeah.
Until next week, this is the Dark Brew Podcast.
See you later.